Issue 52. After the Death Egg is on the verge of destroying Emerald Hill Zone, and Sonic briefly worries that he's not going to make it with the badniks delaying him, showing a humility moment, the floating island itself comes after the Death Egg and starts firing at it. Awesome! Why didn't Penrise's Haven show this? In Archie, we once got to see Eggman turn the floating island into a flying airship to shoot lasers at Knothole with. So the Guardian getting to do this with it makes even more sense. Eggman fires Angel Island with the disintegrators, and Knuckles feels the shockwaves that result. Knuckles at least hates to attack the Death Egg with Sonic on board, proving that he does have some decency in him and compassion for Sonic, and he reveals that without the Master Emerald, it'll take time to build up the power for another attack. So I guess that's where Fleetway Haven's getting its power. Sonic is easily able to just grab and take the Master Emerald when it's floating in a green tractor beam thing that I thought would keep it there a lot more successfully, and the story ends with the floating island firing another laser beam at the Death Egg while Sonic's falling the Master Emerald and some robots threatening to attack him. Is he able to do a homing attack after he started falling without having jumped already? If so, a simple homing attack chain could bring him to the island, and so could Knuckles saving him with his emeralds. In the next story, Short Fuse shoots a laser to foil a plan by Eggman to recapture him, and he flies after a badnik to Angel Island, which gets destroyed by Knuckles showing up and punching it. He's gonna attack Short Fuse without learning who he is, isn't he? He ignores Short Fuse's explanation, but then when he attacks him, he says it's impressive because most badniks would be destroyed by now. Then Short Fuse, as justified by his short temper that's implied in his name, shoots a laser below Knuckles and tries to get revenge on him for attacking him so hostilely, because I guess he thinks running away instead of fighting a hero will be too embarrassing. Fortunately, he quickly decides to go back to Mobius, but then out of nowhere, he's conveniently returned in time to save Knuckles from an ambush by robots. Knuckles realizes he's a good guy after all because of that, and actually apologizes to him, explaining that he just doesn't trust outsiders. They shake hands with Knuckles saying he has a noble spirit, and Short Fuse thanks him for the workout and calls him buddy, having no hard feelings anymore towards him. In the next story, which should be less pointless, Amy calls Sonic stubborn for not accepting the fake Tonic into his gang, but then Sonic immediately figures out that Tonic has to be a shapeshifter, Metamorphia, when there's no reason he couldn't just believe he really did have a twin brother separated from him at birth. I mean, does this Sonic know his parents at all? No, none of the Fleetway Freedom Fighters know their parents. Like, we never hear anything about their parents at all. Like, it's like they just came out of thin air. How would he know that he doesn't have a twin? They just have to make Sonic look smart at every opportunity, even when it feels forced. They could have easily just had him discover the truth on his own, not figure it out early. There's no need for this. And Sonic hears Tails calling for help and saves him from Metamorphia, calling him Buddy, so that previous panel didn't even need to be there. I love how many different things she can shapeshift into, it's just brimming with creativity. This time she turns into sticky goo, and Sonic makes her dizzy by running around her, and she suddenly jarringly cuts to returning to her true form and standing in water, jumping into the water to escape, with Amy for some reason being concerned that an evil villain slipped. Grimer stands up for Metamorphia, saying that she was resourceful to turn into a fish to swim away from Sonic. That's actually pretty heartwarming. He's probably just standing up for her to convince Eggman to not give up on his best bet against Sonic, though, as Eggman's telling Grimer to destroy her for failing him 3 times in a row. She says that she adores Eggman. Why she ever would is beyond me, and Eggman starts laughing and walks away, saying that those who don't adore him are doomed, and she cries at being called a monster. She's told that she'll be transported back to her home in the Grim Zone, and the story ends with her staring at a poster of Eggman while hoping he'll admire her someday. This came out of complete nowhere. What, because she's a girl? The first story was by Nigel Kitchen. It was about Sonic taking the Master Emerald out of the Death Egg insultingly easy and falling out of it, as Knuckles has the badass and awesome concept of shooting a laser out of Angel Island to hit the Death Egg. I know that's not called Angel Island in this comic, but I really don't care. I also like that he regrets potentially hurting Sonic with it, and that it's explained the island needs some time to recharge between shots because the Master Emerald isn't there, so they put some thought into this. The second story was by Lou Stringer, as was the third story. In the second, Short Fuse meets Knuckles, and it goes as you'd expect. They fight briefly, though the fight was impressively short. I thought the whole story would be about that, and then they become friends. Because Short Fuse made a 180-degree turn while flying away, just to have him destroy some badniks threatening Knuckles that I guess he heard with the sensors, but that wasn't really explained. Shortfuse could have just easily told Knuckles right away that he damaged the brainwashing computer before he was put in the Badnik and retained his free will. Although Knuckles might not have believed him even then. And the third story is predictable. Metamorphy is discovered instantly and leaves because Sonic made her dizzy, and I guess after all those losses earlier, she rage quit. It just seems like she gave up way too easily because there was too little comic space. And her loving Eggman comes out of nowhere. What's to love? It's not like this is the Sonic Boom Eggman where he's more sympathetic.